Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 9th of September 2020. So crude crushed, tech wrecked, banks battered, bonds and bullion bid. As it says here, turn those machines back on. Yes, ASAP, because the markets are really struggling at the moment to hold on the highs. They need some more Fed liquidity to keep them pumped, as people and institutions are deciding to offload, as there's the prospect of the second wave coming as we go into the colder weather and winter in the northern hemisphere. So as I said to somebody the other day, we have the perfect storm brewing in the northern hemisphere for a major market collapse, and that is obviously the second wave of COVID, and then of course the US elections and the Brexit negotiations, or failure of those, in the UK. So going forward, you're going to see a lot of volatility in the markets, that's for sure, as we get through October into November, December, January. It is going to be off the charts, as they say. So in the pre-market session before the cash market open, we can see here that we've got a huge cluster of selling at the high. This is the first clue that there's going to be a bit of a struggle at this level, and the only way you can get through this is to actually drive through with new professional buying. Prices also show some potential weakness here as they start to move lower. So the market opened, and you'll see prices shoot up to the high, and immediately they stop and reverse. You see there, they come straight off the high, straight back down to the 200 MA, and then we have a potential sell signal. But the volatility is too great. It fills the signal, but notice how the volume in this bar is far greater than the selling bar that preceded it, and then prices reverse and move higher. Now there is a way of mitigating some of the losses here and saying, look, I'll get out, wait till it settles down, but then of course you have the possibility that you may miss the trade to the downside as well. It's always a difficult one, but there was a lot of volatility that was sideways yesterday in this market, which you can see here. Prices trading back up to the high once more, having taken out the short trade there for a loss, and then prices put in a reversal straight away. So a lot of volatility yesterday, as prices then find support at the BRN. You'll see the volume build on this to more or less the same as the previous bar, and then this holds the market for a moment, but prices now trying to move higher. I'm having a look here to see where the DP is, looking at the daily chart, back to the high, and then prices again come straight off the high. This is the third time they've come off the high, and then also add to this what we saw before the cash market opened. The high was a real resistance area. Prices then tried to hold, but failed to do so, trading down towards the DP there. You can see them desperate to bring it back, and they do. In just a moment you'll see prices moving back, hit the DP, and then I'll just wind forward here. We had a potential buy signal that wasn't filled. Again, another indication that the upside was struggling. So then we get a sell signal. We've got the DP in the way, not the best at all. And then we got the BRN that we need to take out, where we saw the buying come back in here as well. But the market failed to move on the upside. So let's just see what happens as prices start to move lower. You can see the BRN's taken out with selling, and now just trailing the stop until we get a green bar coming in at this level to recoup the loss from the first short trade there. So then prices trade sideways, you can see there, and then attempt to come back as we head towards the 10 o'clock. Come back down to the BRN, and I'll just wind forward there, and then prices just trading sideways until the afternoon session. So let's have a look what happened in the afternoon. Again, it was no news day yesterday. Let's just fast forward. So the afternoon kicks off, and here you'll see prices sideways again. A lot of selling at the open. You can see them desperately trying to hold the market. Prices trade up to the BRN, find selling, reverse, and then move back down to the low. Now this low is really important, as I've said many times every morning about how important the low is in a bull market. You can see how the market was brought back off this level, so that's what we're looking for here, is prices to be brought back off the low, and immediately they come straight back off that low, racing back to the upside, and then prices continue to trade up, as you'll see there, to the BRN here. We've got the 200 bar moving average and the S1 there as well. So prices then show the potential weakness and then start to trade sideways up to the 200 MA, manage to sneak through as they move up to the next BRN, but then end up in a sideways move as we're now over an hour in, down towards the last half hour. Price is just sideways. We have a potential sell there. The market fills this, and as you'll see here, I decided to pull this one because the Dow, when I looked at the Dow, it was starting to turn around and rally strongly. So I don't know whether the plunge protection team had come in. You'll see that one taken out, and then prices continue to move to the upside. Not only that, but we were trying to get back above the 200 bar moving average as well. I say it's like a magnet. Prices then put in another sell signal that wasn't filled. That was taken out immediately. We then had a buy signal, which then ran out of momentum as well, as that came back and took us out as well. And then a quick sell to the downside, which I managed to grab before that also started to reverse as well. So it became very volatile in a sideways move again towards the end of the session. So let's have a look at the overnight and see what sort of direction we're going in at the moment. We've got the daily charts, and you can see we've got a bit of a sideways move going on here in the German DAX at the moment. Price is attempting to move to the upside, but we have got a lot of resistance. So they're going to try and bring the market back after a 600-point drop in the Dow yesterday. So in the smaller time frame, you can see already that price is trading above the DP, just coming back down to this level as well at the moment. Well, let's go back to the start of the overnight. You can see that prices are below both the DP and the 200 MA, and then managed to break through in the early hours. The DP still giving the market some grief here as well, so there's a bit of a clue here that a close below the DP is going to see more weakness come into this market. So a close back below the DP and the 200 MA could see prices go down and retest the low. And again, at the moment prices are sort of equidistant between the high and the low there. Let's have another look at, whilst we're here, let's have a look at the US dollar. This again still managing to bounce at the moment, still at this resistance level. All it needs is this to start to move back to the downside. The metals will move higher, which we'll look at in just a moment. Let's have a look at the Dow. The Dow gapping lower on the overnight, below the 20 bar moving average now on the upside, and trying to move back to the upside as I record there. So again, they're going to do everything they can to get this market back to the upside. If not, we go down and have a look at the 200 MA as we have done recently, before they can then attempt to bring this, or get Powell to come out with another harebrained scheme, and of course the Munchkin too. And finally, in the metals, you can see yesterday as well, they were hammered down to $26 an ounce, and I was able to add in the one at 26 that I was looking to add in, which you can see there, managed to get in at just $26.01, and this came racing back yesterday, which is the chart. There you go. And this up at the moment as well. That's the 1 minute chart. There's the daily chart. So again, just consolidating at the moment, ready for the next move to the upside. And with the perfect storm coming, quite happy to hold that position as well. So implied volatility, oddly enough, was down slightly yesterday from the 27 the day before. The 24 is from last week. So 26.13 should be the previous days. There was 27 something. But you can see that we're red here, so there is weakness here and the potential to actually move lower at the moment for the stock markets. News for today. There wasn't going to be any news, but all of a sudden we've got a 10-year bond auction, which is going to take place at 6:01 p.m. But again, that's really no news in the grand scheme of things. Okay, that's it for this one. Let's see how things pan out this morning, but the volatility is certainly there in the pre-market session, so fingers crossed it's one direction from the start this morning. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next